All right, we are Clean Air by me, Colin, Frank, and Dylan. Are you sick of constantly piling up dust with difficult spots to reach in your house? Well, with Clean Air, cleaning dust is a breeze. We are Clean Air and we provide filters to keep your vents clean and keep dust out of your house. First off, we must ask, what is dust? Dust is made up of fine particles of solid matter. It is a mix of dead skin cells, hair, clothing fibers, bacteria, dust mites, bits of bugs, soil particles, pollen, microscopic specks of plastic, and as well as even ash from your furnace.
Now, we took some problems up from dust that many people have within our target market, and mainly it's just piles up of dust. There's lots of problems with it. I know the main problem with me is that I have allergies when there's dust in my room. I'll wake up feeling really terrible. My nose will be clogged, and it's just not appealing at all. I know a lot of people dust their rooms every month, every 2 weeks, just because it doesn't look good in general. Now, we have the perfect solution for this. We designed a dust collector that you install into your air duct. And basically what this is, it's a filter that is thin enough to allow air to pass through, but it is thick enough to allow dust to get collected on top of it. Now, it's a dust-free solution. It's clean and healthy. It keeps your air nice and healthy to breathe in. And it's replaceable every 2 weeks or so, depending on, we have a scent that is installed to it that goes out when enough dust is collected on top of it. And that will tell the customer to replace the filter. Now, our UVP is the two unique things about it is this magnet that we are installing right here. I just took a picture of the internet, but this is like a quick design of what it would look like. It's a magnet that's on the filter that you install into the vent. It's really easy to put on, and we're going to have unique and seasonal scents we create every month to attract more customers in.
Now, who is affected is a large group of people. It's not just alone people with allergies. It's also people who don't want to rack up their electricity bill, let alone like people who just want to have their house smell good, but also not have to clean every once in a while. Because I know personally, I hate cleaning. My parents hate cleaning. My friends hate cleanings. Everybody I've talked to dislikes cleaning. If you like cleaning, you're weird. But anyways, it basically affects anybody who wants to have less dust, so less overall time cleaning their entire home, and two, people who just want to have a nice scented house.
Now, this is our customer segment. Our basic target market for our basic customer would be a woman that is between the ages of 30 and 40. Um, Most of this stuff is unnecessary, but it's just a basic demographic of what they would be, 35 female. The main social media platforms would be Twitter or Facebook. And this is, yeah, the main target market behind it.
And we've also scattered out some of our competition. And right now, there's only one that kind of does something similar to us, but even then, they don't have a scent or any of that. And we looked at some reviews, and it's actually not a well-reviewed product. A lot of people are saying how it's not easy to keep attached. It's not really a filter. It's a plastic screen. And so because of this, we decided to make ours superior by having it easily attachable, having no strand in the vent, so it's a real filter, not just a plastic screen. And it comes with different scents and color filter.
Sorry, he's lagging a little bit. Okay, I'll pick it up from here. So our cost request is going to be $65. And I got a list here before it. So our materials is going to be $8 for a pack of 25. I will show you later what the exact thing we're getting. Our filters to design, we're going to experiment with polyester and other things like within that area. 450 for about 80 is like the estimate. And then our website we want to run, it would be like around $16 for depending on the margin we use for around 4 months. And then social media advertisement, as you see, for Facebook and Instagram is our two target areas. We're saying around $25 for Facebook. Depending on how well it does, it can go up, which that will be within our own money. And then Instagram, it will be around $10.70 depending on impressions and money per click. And right here is the magnets. This is gonna be our first experiment. We're gonna see how it works. We got magnets on it, and you're gonna put it in, and it attaches to your vent, and hopefully this will be our best material for it.
There are over 80 million homeowners in the United States, and 20 million have dust allergies. About 6,000 people buy dust filters every year. So we should expect around 2,000 customers per year for dust filters, give or take.
Okay, and our market plan. So as I said before, Facebook and Instagram. We have 5 social media accounts we already set up. We got one TikTok. It's for the younger population. It is very popular among them. Gmail, just classic business inquiries. YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. We plan on using paid advertisement to attract potential customers as well. Our MVP, our minimum viable product, we're going to plan on doing a smokescreen test. I'm sure most of you know what this is, but if you don't, basically it's a replica of a website. We're gonna have a website running, but we're not gonna have the product yet. We're gonna ask for potential customer contact information such as email or phone numbers. And when the prototype comes out, we're gonna ask if they want to buy it. And our hypothesis behind this is that customers will purchase our product online. Now, the measurement of success for this is that over 60% of those who signed up for the product, meaning they put their contact information into the smokescreen test, they actually buy the purchase, or they actually purchase the product on the official release. And then 15% of those who visit our website, once the prototype's actually out, actually buy our product when they visit the website.
All right. And right here is the financial model, which kind of shows our plans, predictions for the future. Right on the top, we have our plan for the monthly units sold over the course of the year. And on the bottom, we have our plan, how much this costs to make per single unit of the filter.
Yep. And then right here, we have our cost for each product. I know it was just on the other slide, but right here, magnet about 0.32 cents, depending if we were using the magnet that I said before, that would be 0.32 cents. And then the filter is going to be the cheapest part of it, 0.05 cents. Product's going to cost around approximately 0.37 cents each.
Any questions?
Do you have any comparisons to HEPA filters or other types of MERV filters as they are graded in the heating ventilation world?
We have done some research into that stuff. Right now, we're kind of, since we don't really have, like, how do I say this? Our filter right now, like our idea of our filter is not so much bare bones, but we're planning on like incorporating technology from other companies and stuff like that that are actually certified and have the proper technology, so we can build on our product using those.
To kind of follow up on Terry's question, there were 2 things that stuck out. One was that I thought you said you didn't quite have the material determined. You thought it might be polyester. Is that correct?
Yeah, our main goal is polyester because it is said to be the best dust collector. Although we are thinking there might be other materials that are better for it. We still have yet to test it, but we will once we get a hold of the material.
Yeah, I think I was thinking similar to Terry, when you're creating air filters, you mentioned that you didn't have a material product, which I think is going to impact your numbers if you don't know what material you have. But you also need to consider, like, carbon is a material that they have said amid COVID that sometimes can help, maybe not get the actual full amount, but the point particles that they use in their ratings is something you'd want to look at, because probably your target, as you're marketing, they're going to ask those questions. Secondly, you mentioned that these magnets, which I think is a great idea, could be used to improve air quality and the scent. I don't know if you've considered getting any kind of environmental rating approval. You mentioned the certification, but if you're promoting some kind of scent with your air filter for the dust, you might want to be sure that you look into the whether or not that scent is something that could be unhealthy for someone. Your target audience, you were kind of wide. One of the things I wanted to recommend is, you just said homes. Are you also going to consider apartments, maybe nursing homes or areas that also might have that? And I don't know if those are included in your marketing numbers, but you might want to look into that. And those are my comments, but it's a great idea. I think the filters, people do want to, especially when you have the snow and you come in and out and the dust and everything that collects, trying to keep everything clean is really good. I just think you need to kind of maybe look at some of the marketing information with the materials and the clear focus of whether it's Cleanair, without the dust versus the smell, and then the material that you need to use, and that's it. So.
Yep. I was a little broad with our market, but previously, we were planning on doing apartment people, people that live in complexes or dorms in college.
Yeah.
And yeah, so basically it's a pretty broad market, but yeah, we want to narrow it down just a little bit more. And then, yeah, what you're saying with chemicals and if it's safe, we've talked to multiple people about that, and we're gonna do tests before we actually make it public to people that buy it.
Okay.
When you spoke about trying to, sorry.
No, go ahead.
When you spoke about trying to partner with another company and integrate other products that have already been tested, what is your exact product that you are marketing? Are you trying to market the way you're going to attach onto a duct with the with the magnet, or is it going to be more the smell? Or is it the compilation of the filter, the smell, and the attachment points? But who would you partner with, and have you tried to reach out and see if anyone was interested in that?
That is definitely a possibility of partnering with somebody. The main UVP behind it is the scent and the magnet, the ones combined. I think between our competition, it's not very popular that people have magnets nor scents. Many people just have it like on the floor. You just replace it, and I know a lot of reviews been saying that it's very hard to do. Their vent's not the same size. With magnets, you can do it with basically any filter or basically any vent, my apology. And scents, yeah, you got to make sure that it is safe for the environment. And once that's there, we can market it, and I believe that will work perfectly.
Every forced air system has already a filter system on it. So one of the things you might want to be looking at is the additive advantage of how the two filters work together to improve the product and to improve the outcome or the experience for the customer. Number two is much of the virus and other things involve aerosols, which are not really, they're smaller than particulate size and are not mechanically captured the way that you were describing this. So there's a significant amount of opportunity there. And number three, I have a very credible resource for you to interchange with and to talk about this as somebody directly in the Association of Heating and Air Conditioning and knows all the ASHRAE regulations, et cetera, that affect this. So Jeff would be very happy to work with you on this idea.
They've actually spoken with Jeff.
Oh, yes, we have actually.
Mhm.
We have spoken to Jeff before, actually.
Okay, all right, good.
So they'll follow up.
Yep.
But thank
I'll
you.
be talking to Jeff on Friday, so I'll tell him he's got some competition nipping at his heels.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So I have a handful of items that I wanted to address.
Okay.
First of all, I am a weirdo and I do like to clean. I will point that out. I don't like to dust though, so this is up my alley for that. So I wrote down a couple of notes throughout your presentation, and it led me to a couple of questions. Piggybacking on the scented thing, offering maybe an unscented option for those who have sensitivity to smells, but also you had mentioned a 2-week life. And is that how long you expect these filters to last? Is 2 weeks?
Yes, depending on how much dust intake these filters are getting, they're gonna pile up, and then that's when they're gonna stop cleaning the environment. They're gonna start, the scent's gonna stop, basically, is what I'm saying. And then when the scent stops, if along with the unscented filters, if dust collects on top of it, it's going to stop working. So you want to replace it every now and then, because if you have a dirty filter, obviously it's not going to work as it's supposed to.
Yep. So would you, I'm trying to get an understanding because I don't think anywhere in here did you actually have a cost associated with how you're going to sell it. Are you going to sell it in bundles? Are you going to sell it individually? Are you going to sell options that potentially could be?
Okay, so yeah, right here we got our bundles of 5, 7, and 11, and we are planning to sell these in different price amounts. And yeah, pretty much they're all going in bundles because these can last for almost like a half a year each. And a lot of people don't replace them to the approximate time. So people usually are probably going to buy around the $5 bundle, and they'll get like 5 or 4 around for it. And then that will probably keep them for the rest of the year. So that is our approximate for each one.
Okay, I was a little confused on this page, so this makes more sense.
Yeah.
So then, if you're saying it's a 2-week lifespan, saying somebody, assuming they change it every 2 weeks, they're going to need substantially more than just a 5-pack. Would you consider looking into a option where you would be able to, the homeowner would be able to clean the filter themselves? So that way it kind of reduces the amount of times that you have to turn over.
That's a possibility. However, the material may not allow that to happen. Like as I was saying before, polyester, if you have polyester, I don't believe you can rewash that, or it won't work the way that it's supposed to. And well, we will test that, but if it's not allowed to be rewashable, we won't be able to do that. But yeah, it's definitely a possibility that you can have material that is rewashable for filters.
Okay, and then each filter, then would that come with one magnet for like a 5-pack? The magnets obviously are going to last for.
Yeah, it would be one magnet per pack. Yeah.
Okay, and I mean, maybe I'm not very smart with magnets, but do magnets last? I mean, is that something that does last for a long time?
Yes,
and
for sure.
And you would adhere that to the metal, or you would just magnetize that?
You would magnetize it to the filter, so you can place the filter onto the vent. It's like it comes inside of it, and you can just place it onto the vent.
So you'd have metal on metal, essentially?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Any more questions?
Yeah, this is Susanna. Just one more. I believe early in the presentation you mentioned that your target audience was women. So why are you only targeting women?
We are not only targeting women, but it's our target market. So we're predicting that this is going to be our main target. We were doing a couple surveys. Each of us interviewed 10 people, and women tended to be the main target market out of this outcome, mainly because just statistics show that they were more interested in this. And then we took that information and we figured out what they like the most, what social media platforms they use the most.
Okay.
And between this age range, it was like Facebook and Instagram. So that's where we came up with all that stuff.
Were all the women homeowners or living in a home?
The ones we interviewed, yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Do you know how many vents in a 3-bedroom house?
What's that?
Do you know how many vents you would have to filter in a 3-bedroom house?
Depending on the room, I think depending on the house, it would be like 5 vents.
No, the answer is you don't know because you're going to go find out.
That's true. That's true.
Okay,
Great
one
question.
last comment is your bundle packages probably ought to be 5, 10, and 20, not 5, 7, and 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do 5, 10, and 20.
I would agree with that. And then the one thing that I just, as a homeowner, we try to stay pretty efficient in my household, and we change our filters pretty regularly and do all that kind of thing. The one thing that I will point out is I would try to differentiate yourself from competition, make this product as efficient and easy and manageable for the customer. Put together, why is this good? Why does it differ? And why is it good for the consumer to purchase and put in their home? You have a lot of really good ideas, but I feel like it could probably be streamlined a little bit better to really get a clear understanding of this is the lifespan of this product, and this is what we recommend, and this is for the most efficient use. This is how you use it.
Definitely, yeah. That's something we'll focus on. Thank you. Any more questions?
Hey guys, can I just ask quick how you came up with this idea? Are you families in the HVAC business, or just kind of where did that come from?
When we were brainstorming our products, we were all sitting in our rooms, and it was like, I think it was a cold day or something like that, and we were all complaining about a couple of problems. One, like, Also always having a different like temperatures in our rooms. Like my room is always cold, Colin's room is always really hot, Dylan's room is always really dark, but that's besides the point anyways. And we just kind of came to the conclusion that like we want to do something that it like involves like cleaning, because we all hate cleaning. Kind of just came to that, and then this kind of just stuck.
Okay, no, it's interesting. But just like Jessica was saying, I would clean it up a little bit, and I would kind of dumb it down as to how easy it is to install and kind of identify the problem a little bit clear, and then how easy the solution is. You know, how easy it is to implement, and that anyone, a non-handy person like myself, could even do it.
Mhm.
So, good job, though.
Thank you.
Excellent. Any last minute questions? Okay.